everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Roxy and today I will show you how to make this very elegant dress. And also it's very simple and easy to make. Can be adapted to any size. For example, if you have a bigger size, you can work it without decrease to form the waist. The yarn that I use, it's a combination of acrylic with mohair, and this yarn I bought by kilogram. For the S size I use around 500 grams, but depend of each size and the yarn that you want to use. This dress can make for any seasons. In my case, I make for the spring and autumn. And also, if you want a longer sleeve, you can also make it, or a short sleeve if you make this dress for summer. And in my case, the crochet that I use is the crochet number 3 millimeter. Sorry. So and also, if you want the written pattern, you can find it here into the bottom in my presentation. And also, if you want to support me, please subscribe to my channel. And let's begin. Before you begin to make this dress, you need to measure all around the body where the hips are bigger. In my case, my model is a small person and she has 90 centimeter, almost 90 centimeter. The result that you obtain, you divide by 2. In my case, is 45 centimeter. This 45 centimeter is for the back and also for the front. But because I want this dress to be close to the body, I make the result that I obtain minus 1.5 to 2 centimeter. Okay? And look, that will be the back. It's not nice, this design, but it's okay. So the back, here we decrease to form the waist, and for the front, and with the yarn that I use, I have 10 rows, has 7 centimeter or 2.75 inch, and 20 stitch has 10.3 centimeter or 4.10 inch. But you can use any type of yarn and you change the number that you obtain after you divide by 2. And very important, the number of stitch must be an odd number. Okay? It's very simple and very easy. And also the dress is worked at the bottom to top, and it's formed with 4 parts: the back, the front, and also we make the sleeves. Okay? And now you change the number of stitch that you need, and then I will show you how to continue. I change the number that I need. In my case, I change 85 and yarn over, skip one stitch, and into the next make half double crochet, into the next half double crochet, and you make half double crochet in every chain. The dress is worked with half double crochet and some rows with puff stitch. It's very, very simple. Okay? Continue to make half double crochet until you finish the first row, and then I will show you how to continue. I finished the first row with half double crochet in every chain. Chain 1, for the half double crochet, always chain 1, turn your work, yarn over, and here is make, into the first stitch is make the first half double crochet, and continue to make half double crochet in every stitch until you finish, you almost finish the row, because I will show you where you need to make the last stitch. Okay, so continue until you reach it at the last stitch. I almost finished the row number 2, and the last stitch is always make into the chain 1 at the previous row. Okay, so always into the chain 1. Chain 1, turn your work, and now you continue to make so many rows, not so many rows, sorry, you make 4 rows or 6. In my case, I will make only 4 rows, and then when I almost finish the row number 4, I will show you how to change the color. So make until you almost finish the row number 4, and then I will show you how to change the color and how to make the puff stitch. I make 4 rows, but it is too small, this part, so I make in plus 1 row. In total I make 5 rows. And now at the last stitch we need to change the color. Insert the crochet into the chain 1 at the previous row, and take the second color. With the second color we make only puff stitch and finish the half double crochet. Then chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, yarn over, and here you skip, and into the next insert the crochet and make a large loop, yarn over again, make a large loop. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then pull the crochet and chain 1, yarn over, skip 1, into the next, make again 4 large loops, then pull the crochet and chain 1, skip 1, into the next, make again the puff stitch, 3 and 4, chain 1. One more time, yarn over, skip 1 into the next, insert the crochet, make a large loop, yarn over, insert the crochet, make a large loop, yarn over, insert the crochet, make a large loop, and yarn over, insert the crochet and make a large loop. Pull the crochet and chain 1. Okay, continue until you almost finish the row, and then I will show you how to finish and how to continue with the first color. I make the last puff stitch and skip 1 and into the chain 1 at the previous row, insert the crochet and make 1 double crochet. Then cut the yarn and make a slip knot. And now we continue with the first color and we make also half double crochet. Insert the crochet into the chain 2 at the beginning of the row where you make puff stitch and chain 1. And this first row is made with a half double crochet into the back loop. So insert the crochet into the back loop and make half double crochet. Back loop, half double crochet. Here it is the chain 1, insert the crochet into the back loop. The next stitch is the puff stitch. Insert the crochet into the back loop. So 1 half double crochet into the back loop at the chain 1, 1 half double crochet into the back loop at the puff stitch. Back loop at the chain 1, back loop, half double crochet at the puff stitch, back loop at the half double crochet, back loop at the puff stitch. One moment until I make some, because I want to show you how it look like. So only at this row we make back loop, half double crochet, because it look much better. Okay, one moment please. And look how beautiful it is, like that. And now you make 4 rows with half double crochet, then make again 1 row with puff stitch, then again 4 rows with half double crochet and 1 row with puff stitch. And now after you make, as I tell you, you work only with half double crochet until you reach where the hips are bigger, because from here we begin to decrease to form the waist. And look, 1 row with puff stitch, 4 rows half double crochet, 1 row with puff stitch, 4 with half double crochet, and 1 row with puff stitch. And I will continue until I obtain the length that I need for my model, but only when I reach it here where the hips are bigger, because as I tell you, we need to decrease to form the waist. Okay? And then I will show you how to decrease. I work it until I reach it where the hips are bigger, and I obtain the length at the bottom until I reach it here. And now it's time to decrease. The decrease is made at the beginning and at the end of the row. In my case, I need to decrease 14 stitches, and I make like that. I will decrease 2 stitches at the beginning, then 2 at the end of the row. Then the next row work normally. And then again 2 stitches at the beginning, 2 stitches at the end of the row. The next row is worked normally. And then I decrease only one time at the beginning, one time at the end of the row. But I will tell you now. Chain, turn your work and make the first stitch, and now we decrease. Make 1 unfinished half double crochet, yarn over into the next 1 unfinished half double crochet, join them into 1. This is 1 decrease. But after I make 1 decrease, I take 1 stitch marker and I put here at the beginning of the row. Why you need to put a stitch marker? Because when you make the front, it's more easy to count the rows, and you will know when you need to decrease. So I make 1 stitch, then I make 1 decrease and decrease again. 1 unfinished half double crochet, yarn over, 1 unfinished half double crochet, join them into 1. Now continue to work normally. Half double crochet in every stitch. Okay? So, and continue to work until you have at the end of the row 5 stitches. And don't forget, the last stitch is always make here into the chain 2. So count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Because here we also make the decrease. I work until I have at the end of the row 5 stitches. And now we make again 2 decrease. Yarn over and make 1 unfinished half double crochet. Yarn over again and make 1 unfinished half double crochet. Join them into 1 and make the second decrease. Okay, now you put a stitch marker and then make the last stitch into the chain 1. Okay, and now this row is ready. Okay, and chain 1, turn your work, and this row is worked normally. Half double crochet in every stitch until you finish. After you finish the row, I will show you one more time how to decrease. Look, as you can see, your work is like that. I finished the row with half double crochet in every stitch, and now it's time to decrease again. Chain 1, turn your work, make the first half double crochet into the first stitch, take a stitch marker and put here at the beginning of the row. Okay, now we make again 2 decrease. 1 and 2, and now you continue as I show you, half double crochet in every stitch until you reach it at the end of the row. When you reach it at the end of the row, you must have 5 half double crochet and make again the decrease. And now look, we make the first row at the decrease, 2 decrease at the beginning and 2 decrease at the end of the row. The first row that I showed, row number 2, half double crochet in every stitch. Row number 3, we repeat the row number 1, 2 decrease at the beginning and 2 decrease at the end of the row. Row number 4, repeat row 2 with half double crochet in every stitch. At the row number 5, you make 1 decrease at the beginning and 1 decrease at the end of the row. The next row, we repeat row 2 with half double crochet in every stitch. Then row number 7, repeat row number 5, 1 decrease at the beginning and 1 decrease at the end of the row. Then next row, half double crochet in every stitch. And in my case, I decrease 14 stitch and I add a row number 9, repeat row number 5, 1 decrease at the beginning and 1 decrease at the end of the row. Then make 1 row work normally. If it's for 14 stitch, it's good for you, you can follow the rows as I showed you. If you need more or less, you can adapt. Okay, finish to decrease and then I will show you how to continue. As you can see, I finished to decrease and look how it is. Here I decrease 2 times at the beginning, 2 times at the end of the row, 1 row normally, 2 times decrease at the beginning and 2 times at the end of the row, 1 row work normally. And then I decrease 1 time at the beginning and at the end, 1 row normally, as I tell you. And now, after you finish the decrease, you make 1 row with puff stitch, then 4 rows half double crochet, then 1 row puff stitch, 4 rows half double crochet, and then 1 row with puff stitch. You will have exactly as you have here at the bottom, okay? And make this row, in total you have 11 rows. After you make these 11 rows, as I tell you, I will show you how to continue. I finish these 11 rows and also I finish the back. And now how to continue. After you finish these 11 rows, as I show you, you measure at this last row with puff stitch until you reach it here at the shoulders and measure how many centimeter or inch you need. In my case, after I make this last row, I measure my model and she has 32 centimeter. And I make like that. I measure here at the bottom how many centimeter I need here. In my case, it's 12 centimeter. And I make 32 centimeter minus 12. I have 20 centimeter with half double crochet in every stitch. Okay? So make the rows that you have need. And when you need to finish the last centimeter or inch that you measure at the bottom, you make exactly the same. 1 row with puff stitch, 4 rows work normally, 1 row with puff stitch, 4 rows work normally, 1 row with puff stitch, and here at the top you can make more or less rows. Okay, in my case I make only 3 rows. So one more time, after you finish these 11 rows, measure how many centimeter or inch you need. In my case, it's 32 centimeter, and I make 32 minus, I measure this row with puff stitch and half double crochet, and I make 32 minus 12 in my case, and I make 20 centimeter work normally with half double crochet, and at the end I make the same stitch that I make at the beginning of the dress. Okay, so finish the back and then I will tell you how to make the front. Look, as you can see, at this moment my back is ready and I need to make the front. The front is made exactly the same with some difference. You begin with the same number of stitches. Make the same number of rows as you make at the back, and also make the decrease into the left and into the right. And then also make these rows after you finish to decrease. And then you measure at the back how many centimeter you need, because here into the front we make some decrease and the dress into the front will be like that. Okay, in my case I don't want to be too much and I measure only 14 centimeter. If you want this space into the front to be a little big, it's your choice, but I don't want to be this space too large or too big. Okay, so I measure at the top, at the back, 40 centimeter, and I put a stitch marker into the left and into the right. And I also will finish the front until I reach it here where I put the stitch marker. And then after I finish, I will show you how to decrease here into the front. I worked until I reached here where I put a stitch marker at the back. And now you count the number of stitches that you have and divide by 2 and put a stitch marker exactly in the middle. Okay? And in my case, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next, I put a stitch marker. Here will be the last stitch that I will make. And also count the same number of stitches into the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the next, put the stitch marker. Here, you begin the first stitch at this part. And now, you begin to work until you have 5 stitches until you reach it at the stitch marker. But this stitch marker is count. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And I will decrease like that. One row I decrease 2 stitches, as I show you when I decrease when I form the base. The next row work normally. Next row also decrease 2 stitches. The next row work normally. Then again you decrease 2 stitches. This time we decrease always when it's finished the row. And for example, when I reach it here at the puff stitch, I can't decrease here, and I will decrease after I turn my work. Okay? In total I will decrease 8 stitches. So 2, then 2, then 2, 1 and 1. But this is in my case. If you need more, you can adapt and decrease as you need. And now you begin chain 1, turn your work and make half double crochet until you have 5 stitches at the end of the row. And I will show you one more time how to decrease. I work until I have 5 stitches with the stitch marker. And now make 2 decrease. 1 decrease, 2 decrease. And into the stitch marker make the last stitch. Chain 1, turn your work, and now you work normally. Half double crochet in every stitch until you finish the row. Okay? After you finish the row, chain 1, turn your work and also work until you have 5 stitches. At this moment I take the stitch marker because I don't need it, and continue to decrease as I tell you. So 1 decrease, 1 row normally. At this decrease, 2 stitches. At the next row also, at the end of the row, 2 stitches. Next row, work normally. At the next row also 2 stitches. In total, until I tell you, you have 6 stitches. And the last two decrease, you decrease only one stitch also at the end of the row. Then continue to make the same number of rows until you finish, until you reach it at the top. But after you finish, don't cut there. Keep a longer thread, because after we decrease here into the front to form a free space, after we make into the left and into the right, we join the front at the back. Okay? But first finish the first part here into the right, and then I will show you how to begin here into the left. I finish the right part, and at this moment I think I decrease too much, and I will make the left side, but this time I will decrease only 6. So I decrease 2, then 2, then 1 and 1. And if I like it more with 6 decrease, I will repeat this part. But at this moment I think it is too much. But as I tell you, it's your choice how free space you want here into the front. And when you begin the left side, make a slip knot, insert the crochet here where you put the stitch marker. Now I take it, okay, chain 1, and in the same stitch make 1/2 double crochet, then make 2 decrease, 1 and 2. Now you continue to work as I show you. Okay? After you finish this row, the next row is work normally. At the next row, you also decrease 2 times at the beginning, at the row. Then the next row is work normally, and you can decrease so many times you need. And as I tell you, this part I will decrease only 6 times. If I like it, I will repeat this part. If I don't like it, I will repeat the left part. Okay? Continue to make also the left part at the front with the same decrease that you make here into the right. And also after you finish, as you can see, I keep a longer thread, and after we finish the left part, don't cut the yarn, because we continue to join the front at the back. As you can see, I finish also this part, and I decrease only 6. So I repeat this right side. And now I think it looks more beautiful. Okay? And now it's time to join the front and the back. Before we begin to join, you count the number of stitches that you have, and then count at the back to here until you obtain the number that you need and put a stitch marker, and also count from here the same number of stitch that you have here at the top, at the front, and also put the stitch marker. And now we begin to join, but first we join this part and we begin at the stitch marker until we finish. But also I keep a very long thread, because after we join this part we continue with the same yarn and we make a front edge. And now it's time to join. The join is we join with slip stitch. Okay, one moment please. And you put the front over the back over the front, okay? And insert the crochet where you have the stitch marker and pull down. Then insert the crochet into the next stitch at the front, then into the next stitch at the front, and make slip stitch. Insert the crochet into the next stitch at the back, then into the next stitch at the front, join with slip stitch, into the next stitch at the back, into the next stitch at the front, join with slip stitch. One moment please. I will make some because I want to show you how it look like. Okay, one more. See, it is very beautiful and very simple. After you finish to join, cut and hide the yarn. Then begin to join from here until you reach it at the stitch marker. When you reach it at the stitch marker, I will show you how to make the front edge. I finished to join, and now it's time to make here all around a little edge. I chose the shell stitch and I think will look very nice. The same edge I will also make at the bottom of the dress and also at the bottom of the sleeve. And after you finish to join, make a slip stitch into the next stitch, chain one, and make one single crochet, then skip 2, 1, 2, into the third insert the crochet and make 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make single crochet. Skip 2 again, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 2, 1, 2 into the next, insert the crochet and make single crochet. Very nice. Continue until you reach it here where you join the front at the back, and then I will show you how to continue. I crochet until I almost reach it here where I join, and in my case the last group of double crochet is made here, and I will skip 1, 2 and I make 1 single crochet here into the first row. And now here you don't have stitch, you have rows. In this case 1 row has 2 stitches, but only here. So I skip 1 row into the next, I make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4 and 5. I skip the next row into the next, I make single crochet, then skip again 1 row into the next row, make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 1 row again into the next, make single crochet, and look how it is. Perfect. Okay, continue to make this edge all around, then join with slip stitch into the first single crochet, cut and hide there. After I finish this edge, I will make 1 sleeve and then I will show you how to make it. As you can see, I make 1 sleeve, and for the sleeve you measure at the shoulders until you want to finish the sleeve. In my case, I work until I have 23 centimeters. If you want a long or short sleeve, is your choice how many centimeters or inch you make in length. And also, as you can see, I put stitch markers here into the left and into the right. At every stitch marker I increase, and also I don't increase too much because I don't want a large sleeve. And my advice is to not make a large sleeve, because at this type of dress you don't need a large sleeve. And now you measure all around your hand where you want to begin the sleeve, and then count so many stitch you need and make 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with half double crochet. After you make 4 rows, at the row number 5 we increase, but also it's your choice when you need to increase. In my case, the first increase is make at the row number 5. So I make 4 rows, and now it's time to increase. The increase is also make at the beginning and at the end of the row. Chain 1, turn your work, and take a stitch marker and put here, exactly at the beginning. Yarn over and make the first stitch normally. Into the next, we make the increase. 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. 1 and 2. This is the increase. Okay, and now you continue to work normally, half double crochet until you reach it, almost finish the row. When you have 2 stitch, 1, 2. So work until here, and then I will show you how to make the next increase. I work until I reach it at the last 2 stitch, and here in this stitch we make the second increase at the row, and also we make 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. Now you also take a stitch marker and put, after you make the last half double crochet where you increase, and the last half double crochet at the row is make it at the chain 1 at the beginning at the previous row, as I show you when I begin the dress. And now you continue, change the yarn, make the puff stitch exactly as I show you, and look. So in my case, this is the first increase as I show you. Then I make 1, 2, 3, 4 rows into the row number 5. I also make the increase at the beginning and at the end. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, 1 row increase, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I make 5 rows. Into the next row I increase, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, 1 row increase. But it's your choice how many times you need to increase. As I tell you, in my case, I don't want a large sleeve. I will finish the second sleeve, and after I finish, I will show you how to join the sleeve at the dress. As you can see, I joined one sleeve at the dress, and also I close the sleeve, and also I close into one side. And now, before we join the sleeve at the dress, there are the possibility that your dress to be too tight on the body. As in my case, for example, in my case, the dress is too tight. And how can you make? We begin at one side. You begin at the bottom, at the front, until we reach it at the top, and continue until you reach it at the bottom, at the back. And we make one row with single crochet that I will show you. And if you need the dress to be a little large, as in my case, I make in plus 1 row with half double crochet. So here it is 1 row with single crochet and 1 row with half double crochet. And at this moment I begin at the bottom at the back, and I will finish at the bottom at the front. Okay, and also it's more easy when you join, because I don't want to sew. And now make a slip knot and you insert the crochet into the first row. And pull the loop. Chain 1 and into the same row make 1 single crochet. Into the next row, here you make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Into the next row, 1 single crochet. Into the next, 2 single crochet. Into the next, 1 single crochet. When you reach it here at the row where you make puff stitch, you always make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Okay, and now I continue, because at this row I need to make 2. I continue to make also 1, 2 single crochet. Into the next, 1 single crochet. Into the next row, 2 single crochet. Into the next, 1 single crochet. Okay? Continue as I show you all around until you reach it at the bottom at the front. Then chain 1, turn your work and make 1 row if you need with half double crochet, but make this 1 row with half double crochet only if you have need. In my case, after I finish this row with single crochet, I will make 1 row with half double crochet. Then I will cut and hide the yarn. After I finish, I will show you how to join the sleeve. Now it's time to join the sleeve and the dress. But before, you count the number of stitches that you have at the top of the sleeve. You will have an odd number. In my case, I have 59 stitches, because this number is an odd number and can be divided by 2. You make the number that you have minus 1 and the result divide by 2. And in my case, after I divide by 2, I will have 29 into the right, 29 into the left, and count the number that you obtain after you divide by 2 at the right. Count until you obtain the number. Into the next stitch, put the stitch marker. Where you put the stitch marker, it is the minus 1 stitch. And also count again to be sure you have the same number. And then take the dress here where you join the front at the back, put a stitch marker. Here it is the middle of the dress, of the sleeve, and then count the same number that you obtain after you divide by 2. Count into the right put a stitch marker exactly into the last stitch, and then count into the left and also put into the left. And now you begin at the bottom at the sleeve and make single crochet as I show you at the dress when I make here. So in one row, one single crochet into the next two single crochet, 1, 2, until you reach it here at the top, and then I will show you how to continue. I make single crochet until I reach it here at the top at the sleeve, and now you insert the crochet into the first stitch here where it is the stitch marker, and then into the first stitch at the top at the sleeve and join them with slip stitch. You join exactly as I show you when I join the front at the back. And now you repeat. Insert the crochet into the next stitch at the dress and then into the next stitch at the sleeve, join them with slip stitch, into the next stitch at the dress, into the next stitch at the sleeve, join with slip stitch. Okay, one more. So into the next stitch at the sleeve, at the dress, into the next stitch at the sleeve, join with slip stitch. Continue until you reach it here at the last stitch marker, and then continue to make at the left side at the sleeve also single crochet until you reach it here at the bottom. Don't cut down because we continue to make the edge. I finish to join the sleeve at the dress and also I make single crochet until I reach it at the bottom at the sleeve. And here we also make the same edge that I show you when I make into the front free space. And now chain 1 into the first stitch, insert the crochet and make 1 single crochet, yarn over, skip 2 stitch, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 2, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make single crochet. One more time. Skip 2, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 2, 1, 2, into the third, insert the crochet and make single crochet. Okay, continue until you reach it at the end, and then you begin to close the sleeve with the same type of joint that I show you when I join the sleeve and also when I join the front at the back. So finish the front edge, the edge of the sleeve. Then continue to close the sleeve until you reach it underarm. Then continue to join the dress in one side. After you finish to join one sleeve, and after you close the sleeve and the dress in one side, after you make the second sleeve, and also after you join the dress, when you reach it here at the bottom of the dress, don't cut down. Continue to make the same edge that I show you with shell stitch, okay? But if you don't want to make the same edge, don't make it. It's your choice. But I think will look more beautiful like that, okay? And after you finish to make the front edge, the bottom edge, your dress is ready. I hope you like it. I think it's not hard to make. If you want to support me, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and bye bye.